Now, joining us live from Ogun State to enlighten us more on this topic is Dr. Olalekan Odunsi. He is the chairman, Nigerian Veterinary Medical Association, Ogun State chapter. Many thanks for joining us on the news at this time.
Thank you.
So, the federal government has confirmed the first case of anthrax in Nigeria after disclosing on Monday that the disease was detected in a farm in Niger State. What should Nigerians know about this disease?
Okay, thank you. The disease we're talking about, anthrax, it's a very serious, debilitating disease. It's an infectious disease caused by a gram-positive rod-shaped bacteria, that reside in the soil naturally. And the bacteria is called Bacilli anthracis. It causes a lot of diseases, in animal and also in human. So it's also a zoonotic disease because it can move between man and animal to man. So it's a very dangerous disease that must be taken care of.
And since you've mentioned the dangers associated with this disease, what steps can one take towards its prevention?
Well, thank you. I think our biosecurity is very, very important, because the disease resides naturally on the stalk, inside the soil. It is only activated when it comes in contact with an animal or with human. So our biosecurity is of the utmost to make sure that we make sure that we are clean all the time and we don't take infected water or infected animal. Those are the means through which it will come. It can also come through some other means, but those are the two basic means of contacting this disease.
And so far, how would you rate the government's response? Do you think they are capable of tackling this disease?
Yeah, thank you. The government haven't discovered, the first case in Niger State. The government have been very proactive. They have mobilized, the other agencies, the human medics, NCDC. They have mobilized all these agencies there, and samples were taken immediately. Once it was suspected, the samples were taken to NVRI, Nigerian Veterinary Research Institute in Fort Jos. And within 2 days, the confirmation came, and that's the reason why number one thing they did is that they contained the environment. They made sure that they contain the environment so that the animals that are inside cannot go out. No other animals can come in. They have screened all the animals. They have screened the human beings that are there to make sure that they don't spread it to any other place. That's number one thing. And about 50,000 doses of anthrax vaccines have been released, and for I think about another 50-kilometer radius to vaccinate all the animals within that radius and also to treat the human being. So the government have done well. They have done well.
All right, thank you. And just before we let you go, who do you think is more at risk of actually contracting this disease?
Well, the children and maybe the adult, because in children the immunity is low and also in the adult, but it can affect all ages. It can affect all ages, not only limited to those two extremes. So, it comes through abrasion. If you have any cut in your hand, it can affect you no matter what is your age. You can also inhale it. It comes through the spore. And you can also ingest it through your mouth. And you can also contact it through meat, unwholesome meat. If you go to the market and you buy infected meat, you can also, get infected through it. They even call it the wool sorter's disease, because people that work with animal wools and even the hides and skin, they are most in danger of contracting these diseases. Anybody working maybe in the abattoir, where they shear the wool of the animal or where they remove the skin to make what we call hide and skin or pomo in Nigeria. So various kind of people that have contact with animals that is infected, they are at risk.
And what signs and symptoms do we need to look out for?
Well, incidentally, when it occurs, it may not really present so much of a sign other than the normal illness. I mean, the maybe fever, cough, and maybe lacrimation and some other things. But then you can also find, blood coming out from the natural orifices from the mouth or from the nose or from the anus. So when you see blood, and the blood will be unclotted blood, but by the time you are seeing this, the animal is almost dead or is dead already, because it's a disease that can occur between 1 to 7 days. Once contacted it, within 7 days, it can, either the animal or the human being can die. It's only in some resistant fellow that you can find that when they contact the disease, it can be in their body, maybe for like 60, 70 days, but it is very rare. Oftentimes, between 1 to 7 days, fatality usually happens.
All right, many thanks for sharing your view with us on the news at this time.
Thank you.
And that's Dr. Olalekan, the chairman, Nigeria Veterinary Medical Association, Ogun State Chapter.